So you might have already seen this die in action, so I'm not sure what I've put in the intro yet or not, but this is the die. You can see it there. Yeah, it's just a proof of concept. This really. See if we're going to try it in a small machine, maybe a couple of heats with some really nice raw iron. See if they look good, and if we do, we've got some other little items that we can offer for sale on the Etsy, and you know, make some bits and pieces and have some fun out of some old stuff. So see if you enjoy that or not. So watch me strip all this to bits, because we're halfway through another video, which may be out before this one, maybe after this one. At our time scale, who knows. Proof of concept with this and the bits that you'll see, and then if it does work, later date we'll set up with some better tooling, and we'll use the 20-ton press, which you might have seen us doing the coasters and stuff like that with, but it's all very specialised dies, so we need to make sure that everything works out in theory and then in the practical before we just go ahead and start chucking stuff underneath it, because it'll make a mess of things really fast, and it's very time consuming to set it up and to make all the tools for it and everything else. So yeah, this is the proof of concept. See if they work, make something decorative and cool. It's roughly 100-year-old raw iron. Yeah, that's about it. I wouldn't normally use a pipe on this, but at the minute I'm dealing with a very broken right arm, so needs must. Done a bit of a witness test to check this is raw iron. So this is rolled iron. You can see there. Come on, focus, baby, focus. Now look, very clean. So I'm guessing it's a modern raw iron. I was originally told it was supplied new. The this blacksmith shop that we helped clear out, and he's set up in like the 30s or something, so it is quite good quality raw iron, but you can see especially on here where it's still pulled away in a layer. If that was mild steel, it would have just snapped off, it wouldn't have peeled back, it would have just snapped straight across, and you can see it's a clear. You look from the side, look how it's peeled it. So it's definitely raw iron. So I'm just going to cut some slugs. I've done a few little luxies, but I need them to all be cut straight. So rather than just hacking them all off with a grinder, for it to sit in the dies properly, I need a nice clean sawn face. So unfortunately, it's going in the bandsaw. Right, so hopefully the process will go something like this. This is a quick dry run. Here's our lumps. I apologise for the rubbish lighting in here, but that's the way it's meant to be. It's a forge. We like it dark. So they're going to come out of there. I'm going to come over here to the log splitter press. And a good thing about this press is it's extremely controllable on the speed. So the idea being, I'm going to go into that. It's just enough space in the dies. Look, clunk, and it'll go. Give it a squeeze, like that, and that should put it down to a nice squat lump. And then you'll see we've got like a dimple in die. This is the big 20-ton power press. Really fast, really powerful, very unforgiving. So what we're going to try and do, I wanted to be able to put them straight under this. So what we're going to do is just prove that once we've flattened it, so you try and put a big stem like that with a ball on the top, it's just going to fire that off all over the place. And the bottom die on this, you haven't got a lot of space to get stuff in and out either. So you've either got to make it so the bottom dies are removable, which is a pain in the ass, or take half of the height out first and set up for a different height tooling. So I'm going for 2 stages of pressing. Prove it with this one first because before we build the tools for that one. Yeah, 2 stages of pressing. So I'm just going to prove it with this little one. It's only a 5-tonner, so it might take a couple of heats with this instead of just 1 heat. But in the long run, it'll go in 1 heat under that, and then we'll reheat them up over there in the forge, and then I'll put it under the dimple die, and then it's less likely to skip stuff out, and after the mass is moved, and we aren't going to worry about throat height setup. So it'll be 2 heats, which I think is reasonable for what they're going to be if you're doing them in a bulk. So let's see how that turns out. Ooh.
We were playing with fire. Everything turned to dust. When we aimed to fly higher, we got lost and dragged each other down. We kept running from the shadows in the night, realizing it was not worth the fight. Moving on alone was what felt right, 'cause we were never meant to be.
Right, so this is the power press, or punch press, cam press. They've got a number of names. This is 20-ton. So basically you've got a huge hoofing great flywheel here, loads of power, loads of mass behind it, and then you've got a cam there, much the same as you have in a car, or an egg-shaped follower, crank, and that's attached to this, and then you've got a parallel slide driven ram, so that always stays perfectly straight, and then your cam moves at the top. You adjust the amount of stroke, which varies the power, and then in here is a slide for adjusting the height of the die. And our mission, should we choose to accept it in this terrible lighting for filming, is to get that die, which is the one we were just using, which is very hot still. So this one over here, I'm going to try and set that to a height underneath this with some plates. Now it wasn't bolted in during any of this, and there's a reason for that, and that reason is each one's slightly different, and I want them to be slightly different, and to get stuff in and out, if it gets stuck, don't want to be having to unbolt all of this and mess around. So my idea, which might backfire, it might not, we'll find out, hopefully without injury, is to basically set this up against a stop, a V stop in the background, set up to height, and then all I've got to do is push it up to that stop, and then that should hold it. And because it's a concentric, perfect centrally driven pressing, all the power goes down. There shouldn't be any deflection as long as that is stable. Now that's a machined face underneath of there. We'll put it on something flat so it's not rocking about, and then we'll basically hope for the best. If it don't work out, I'll probably have a big hole in me or trembling fingers, because it'll have made me jump, because it doesn't take any prisoners, this thing. So yeah, I'll try and put you in a place so you can see how much fannying about is required to get this set and move everything, and the time scale of to do so, because it'll probably take me the next probably a good hour, maybe 2 hours, to get everything set and get the height set, and then get ready to a position where I feel like I'm ready to stick something out of the forge underneath it. So enjoy a bit of tunage and watch me faffing about as we do. Yes. Proper old machine, this one. I always like some squid one. Grease knobs, give them a little twist. One there, one there, one there. Finish meal, finish meal. And there's a wick bearing in here. So you just do that and up the finish meal. Got a great sound to it and all this, so hopefully I've got all the switches in the right place. Contact! Ka-ching, ka-ching! You see what I mean about violence? I'll give you a quick test demonstration, because once you press that button, it's a dog engagement, and it's just a bang bang, and it's a done. Are you ready? Just like that. Boom. One stamp. One stamp. One stamp. So I'll give you a quick show what I've done with the dies, and then I'll set you up so that you can see what's going on. Turn it off so I don't inadvertently cut my fingers off, and I'll bring you in for a look. Right, so this is what we've ended up with. There's the die in there, look, and that is not actually held in place. It was set up against a stop, like so. Like I say, it's a short stroke this, so as you can tell there's only a little couple of fingers width of gap there, maybe an inch. So I might have to pull it out. In fact, we'll get one and we'll have a quick look-see now. Give me 1 second. So here's one here, look. Get my hands around there. Poke that in like that. Push that up against there. And then it'll be verdumpf. And we'll end up with some form of squished thing. Now how that's going to turn out, your guess is as good as mine. As you can see, look, you can't quite get it out from in between the dies, hence the need of being able to remove this. So there are some are more even than others. They're all, like I say, rough, approximately 90-year-old raw iron, really scabby, horrid stuff. Look at that. In the light so you can see it's really scabby. So we're really making use of some good stuff, a lot of texture in it, which is what I want. And when it's blasted up, it'll look like the doorknobs that have come off of the sea floor or something, which I like that. So wish me luck, and I'll get you in a position where you can see what's going on, probably around here somewhere maybe. See what I can do, because it's not an ideal spot for filming in the forge. Get the forge struck up and we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed I don't die or get a big hole in me and they don't just shoot off to one side. Ooh.
Feels good, a new beginning. We are free at last. Living life just like we're supposed to. Goodbye to the past. Letting go of the darkness.
I'm not sure if you can hear me over the forge, but we'll see how this goes. A little bit of dry loop in there. Fingers crossed. Maybe should have picked a straight one to start with because this was not great. Might get wedged here. Not too bad. See that? Feel that beat? Can you feel it? Squish, squish. See if I'll turn the lights off so you can see a bit better. For the next one. Are you ready? Let's go for the next one. Get prepped first. Clean this out. Clean that off. Make sure we've got no shrew on the bottom. Right. Next one. Beautiful look, beautiful. Tell you what, when it's set up right, this machine, it's great. Tell you what, I forgot my shmoo in the bottom, didn't I? There we go, look at that. One perfect little smooth-faced mushroom. Exactly what we was after. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Bang the rest of them out then.
We kept running from the shadows in the night, realizing it was not worth the fight. Moving on alone was what felt right, 'cause we were never meant to be. Dum dum da dum day. Dum dum da dum day. Dum dum da dum day. 'Cause we were never meant to be.
Chink, chink, chink. With these beauties. Cool them off a bit. So they're all a little bit sloppy jalopy. There's a few discrepancies which I'll show you, which is why I did extra, because these are the just to test the stuff out. But look at them, don't they just look beautiful? Huh? I like them. I like them a lot. You can see which ones didn't work quite clearly. Look, these two. I'll put them next to the rest of them. They were they're squished off to the side a little bit before I got the small press dialed in without to feed him in and keep a nice consistent press. But I mean, you look at that. That's, come on, focus, focus. Thank you. No, come on. There we go, look, there we go. That's a nice equal round shape. We've got a nice radius on the back of them. I'll give these ones a quick wire wheeling up, but the ones that we do to make, I'll get bathed in some acid, which will bring some of that texture out, and then blasted as well, so you can get that nice feature looking, you know, finish that we all enjoy. So I'll give these a quick clean up, and then we'll go over to the milling machine and maybe the lathe, ready to drill and tap the base. Might grab them in the lathe because this is quite uniform now it's been forged. Yes. Questions, questions, conundrums, conundrums. Right, so they're out from being squished. See if you're in focus here. Yes, not too bad, not too shabby. So I've just given them a little blast in the end. You can see there's still some heavy scale on there, but when we do the proper ones that'll all come off in the acid. That edge is not sharp, although it looks like it's sharp. It's just shiny. And I've just put a quick tickle on the back look just to make sure there's any of the bird bits from where they've been forged, so it sits nice and flat. And then I'm going to drill and tap them M6 because that's the smallest machine tap I've got, which will make it a lot quicker to do them in the drill hopefully. And I'm going to grip them in backwards behind the jaws and then drill them all out. So I don't know if you'll get a view of that or not. You might do, you might not. Just like that, there was a hole, 12mm deep, and it's 5.2. The drill's wandering a little bit big, but it won't matter for what we're doing. Beautiful. Cha-ching. So they're all drilled like so. I'm just going to run the deburr, the countersink bit freehand. I really like this style countersink, 3 flute. Cut really well, these do. I thoroughly recommend this style of countersink. So I'll quickly do that. The downside to working with forged stuff all the time when you're a machinist is nothing's actually round and straight. So when you're doing things like this, don't take a wrong wiggle with that, because these things make a mess of your hand pretty quickly. Don't ask me how I know that one. Presto. Hand tap.
Dormer.
Oh, Dormer, not Presto. Both good shit. Clean room, and there's our nice fitted door pulls. Quite like them. Nice little bit of style to them. I quite like it. The proper ones that we do when we get round to it will all be obviously properly cleaned up, etched, polished, you know, all the works. But this was more just to have a bit of a go and work out what the deal is with making them. See if the theory behind it works, which it does. I like those. They look pretty cool, and they feel pretty cool as well. And that nice round bit on the back. Can't really see the round bit, but you've seen that. Round bit on the back and a little funny bit on the front. Looks good. Hope you enjoyed it. See you all next time. Enjoy some outtakes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know, all the fuss stuff that funny famous YouTubers do. And then I need to really stop saying I say all the time as soon as the camera comes on. I don't know why I do it. Mental block. Mental block, what was I saying? again. Fucking hell. Nightmare, man. I'm a nightmare. No, I can't find a rag. 10 million rags in this workshop. You can never find a rag, or specs, or gloves, or a tape measure. Whenever we want one. The next part of my fantastic plan is use a machine tap in the drill and make sure it's on screw, and that makes your torque settings here work, and I've set that so what I feel an M6 tap should be able to take safely, even if it means backing it off and on a few times. So fingers crossed we get down here. We'll see how it pans out, because they're not going to be the easiest thing to grip in the vice neither. And I need to try and find some shmoo. Need the shmoo. Here, shmooey, 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 shmooey. Here, shmooey, 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 shmooey. Where are you, Mr. Cutting Fluid? I found it. I found it. Ah, bollocks. We had a feeling that might happen, didn't we? That's not very good, is it? Now I've got to get that out of there and all. Bollocks!